Okay, apparel. Who doesn't like apparel? I personally like to be clothed most of the time. The first thing I want to show you is this awesome mid-layer called the Upendo, and it's just the mid-layer I'm wearing right now. There's a lot of things I like about this. The fabric, first off, is very durable and stretchy. It's got the waffle kind of pattern inside to trap warm air, and then a nice slick, smooth exterior face so you can layer up easily. It won't catch on your jacket or anything. It's got a nice zipper on the front, and check this out. Pockets on the side to put snacks and stuff in, which I'm really psyched about. I have so many mid layers and base layers, of course, that don't have any pockets. I'm always trying to like stuff batteries or stuff cameras in, so it's nice that this mid layer actually has some pockets. Adds a little weight, we'll get to that. Utility cannot be disregarded. It's also got some thumb loops to keep your hands a little warmer than they would be without them. That's always nice. And of course, it's got a nice hood. I'll screw up my mic too much. Got a nice hood. And I'm not gonna zip this up because my mic's on there. When you do zip it up, it has a little nice little area for you to breathe in, which is really nice when you are kind of enduring a rainstorm or a sleet storm. And you just want a little place for your mustache to live while you're just waiting that out. So that's a nice little feature that I really enjoy. Most of the seams you'll find on the interior are flat lock seams, which are very nice, usually very comfy, and they allow your, say, base layer to run against the mid layer without getting snagged. And also you'll see there's no seam on the top of crest of your shoulder. That's important if you're wearing a pack. You don't want that to get rubbed and shaved. So that's a nice little detail as well, and something I look for in something like a mid layer or base layer. So as a mid layer, it's actually kind of heavy, and I usually try to find the lightest gear that'll allow me to do the objective I have. But it's really perfect for wintry and spring-like conditions, especially if I'm bushwhacking around and I don't want to wear a very delicate mid layer. This is the one I'm gonna grab. Also, I've been living in it for the past 3 weeks since I've had it. It's just super comfy. It's feels like home. Yeah, so if you looked at some of my older videos, you'll see I'm wearing a similar mid-layer to this. It's just green. It's from another company called Rab. Also awesome mid-layer. This one does have one up on that because it has those pockets. So that was the only thing that mid-layer was kind of missing. So, and I really love black. And I think this might be the colorway from Sportiva that I most enjoy. Just the black, off black, and then this chemical burn acid yellow. So this little number I have held up that kind of looks like a garbage bag is called the Blizzard Windbreaker. It's a hooded wind jacket. So I want to say I used to have this, or I had a different version of this, and I lost it. I think I left it at a backpackers or something, and I just never thought about it. Why do I need a wind jacket? I have a raincoat. So let's put it on, and you'll see that the fabric is super lightweight. It's probably 70. It's not meant to allow you to survive a rainstorm or a snowstorm like a rain jacket. It's just designed to cut the wind, and it breathes way better than a rain jacket, which means it allows moisture from your body to leave the jacket itself. And that's why you would want to wear a wind jacket over wearing a rain jacket anytime it's not raining or snowing or precipitation is falling. So I weighed this, it weighs 100 grams, so it's not all that horrible to have to bring a rain jacket as well as a wind jacket. So you can do an at-home test to test air permeability. Basically, how well will wind go through this fabric by just holding up the fabric to your mouth and trying to blow. So let's try that. Okay, ow. Okay, that hurt. So what happened was my breath when I tried to blow through the jacket was stopped as soon as I attempted it, as soon as it came out of my lips. The other test you can do to this is make a little bowl out of your hand, right? Put some water in and try to squeeze it and see how much water you can force through it. If you can force all the water through, it's fairly water permeable. Okay, so I have the Blizzard wind jacket right here. We're going to test out that concept that it's water permeable. So this is the hood of the jacket. I'm just going to put some water in that and see if we can't squeeze it out. So a little bit of water. Good, that's all we need. And we should, with little force, there it goes. You can see that water easily goes through the material. Now, if you do that same 2 tests with a rain jacket, you'll find that your rain jacket, even if it's like a Gore-Tex or has some sort of membrane to it, it's going to be both air impermeable and water impermeable, which means both air and water have a hard time moving through the fabric. So I was thinking, I'm like, why don't I have a wind jacket? Like, I'm always above tree line in the wind. And I was looking through my own videos. I was like, oh wow, I look miserable like dealing with all the wind on this route. Like, wouldn't it be cool if I just had a wind jacket? And then I looked at other videos. I'm like, oh yeah, I used one of these like on Long's Peak in the winter. Like, that's all I needed. So I could have like saved some weight by just bringing this instead of like a much heavier winter jacket. So the Blizzard has a few more tricks up its sleeves. The majority of the fabric is air impermeable, but water permeable. On the back, it does have a different type of fabric. It's a lot stretchier and it's going to be a lot more permeable to air. So let's do that test again, right? Yep. So my breath was able to go right through the fabric on the back, which means that it's just going to be a lot easier to ventilate when you're wearing something like a backpack. Same material in the pits as well underneath the arms. So that's really cool. This is actually a very technical piece. This will probably do the job that I've been using a rain jacket for. And rain jackets are a little bit delicate. You have that DWR coating on it, and you have that membrane, like a Gore-Tex or a Gore-Tex-like membrane. And both of those, you don't want to wear off the DWR or get the membrane dirty. The less you use a rain jacket, the longer it's going to last. So one more trick I want to show you about the Blizzard wind jacket. If you remember, I made that comment about this mid layer, this Upendo mid layer, where it's an awesome mid layer, it's very warm, it's very durable, stretchy, and comfortable, but it's not very light. It's almost 400 grams in a size large, which is what I wear. So what we can do is use a different mid layer, and I've been experimenting with a mid layer that uses a fabric called Polartec Alpha Direct. Here it is right here. This is from a company called Senchi. La Sportiva makes nothing like this. You usually can't find a larger brand that uses this material. This is a 60 grams per square meter weight, so very, very lightweight, very, very delicate mid layer. So what you can do is you can wear this underneath the Blizzard wind jacket, and combined you'll have a durable enough, extremely warm, and extremely lightweight mid layer. Both of these, if you can believe it, weigh 100 grams each, so that's a total of 200 grams. That's an incredible savings of 185 grams without losing any performance and actually warmth. You just have to be a little bit careful. But for something like an FKT, I think it's worth it. So pretty excited for the summer and trying this out. Also, I didn't mean to plug Senchi, I'm just excited for this mid layer. Okay, let's talk shorts. So I have very large muscular legs. I blame all the cycling I've done in my misspent youth. When I run, they rub against each other, and if I run for too long, they'll start chafing, which is not what I want to happen. So there's a few things you can do. You can use a product like this, which supposedly butters you up a little bit. It works until it rubs off, and then you're left with the same problem. The solution I've landed on is actually just using a pair of shorts that has a long enough inseam that has a compression liner. So I was really happy to see that La Sportiva has one of those types of shorts. And here they are. These are the La Sportiva Trail Bite shorts. These are actually a really cool pair of shorts. I wasn't sure what they'd be like when I grabbed them sight unseen. They do have like a 5-inch inseam, which is the perfect inseam for this old man. I just can't do 3-inch inseams anymore. And it's got that inner compression liner, which is this guy, which is just great. So that'll fit tightly around my big old thighs, and it will rub against itself rather than my legs. And that seems to solve the problem that I have of chafing my inner thighs. So other features of this, it does have one little zippered pocket on the back. I generally don't use that, but if you need someplace for your car key or something, there it is. So I do have another pair of much smaller shorts that don't have that liner, that have a shorter inseam. These only weigh 10 grams less than those Trail Bite shorts I just showed you. So I'm glad that I could find a pair of shorts that work for me that aren't very heavy. And also I used to use this pair of La Sportiva shorts before I ripped the back out of it, and I'm just tired of sewing them. That had the same kind of inner compression liner, but these actually weigh 30 grams more than the new Trail Bite shorts. So I'm pretty happy to drop a little weight just by moving up to a new pair of shorts. The cool thing about these shorts though is they have all these embedded pockets next to the waist, which I really like. But I also own a whole bunch of like running belts that allow you to have those types of pockets if you want them or not. And if you don't want it, you just take the belt off. So that flexibility is great. I usually don't need those pockets, but if I do, I still have them. Just gotta use the belt. All right, finally I have some running leggings. These are called the Instant Pant. And they're super wet for some reason because yesterday I was playing by a waterfall. I live an interesting life. So yeah, these have been my go-to running tight for a while. They're a little heavier than some running tights, but they're a whole lot warmer. So yeah, the interior has kind of more of a fleecy, softer hand to it, and the exterior is a lot more smoother and slick. Rubbing your thighs isn't an issue when you use the Instant Pant. One of the features I look for when I'm looking for a running tight is the ankle area. There's got to be a zipper. And that just makes putting on and taking off the tight a whole lot easier. I also like the big chunky, this is like at least 2.5 inch waistband. That keeps the pants up without needing any like drawstring, because no one likes drawstrings. So yeah, this is the go-to tight I use whenever conditions are cold or snowy. Just keep me pretty well protected and nice and warm. So if it is really cold, I do wear a pair of long underwear underneath these, and it works just fine. The two layers interact just fine. These can be a little warm in the summertime, and I'll just wear a much more lightweight running tight if I wear any tight at all. All right, so that was my La Sportiva gear haul. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions on particular gear, if there's some gear that you see that I use in my videos that I didn't cover here because I grabbed them seasons past, let me know. And yeah, in the future, I'll try to go over some of the gear that I acquire that I'm really psyched at. Like, I could only wonder what I'm going to cover next. It's just a mystery. I wonder what it could be. Anyways, until I see you again, long may you range.